It's time for y'all to get some beauty in your life. I'm not the winner. I'm just the presenter. Vainglorious. All praises due. So, hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Light Show, where you are enlightened and where the knowledge is beyond this world, beyond this realm. Beautiful stuff. So, before we get started, and I'll show myself. Before we get started, I want to share something with you guys. The whole point of this experience is to gain wisdom so you can help the next generation obtain the wisdom so that we can have peace on earth. That is the real thing that we're doing here. I know they put you guys in fantasy land and you feel that you can just do whatever you want. And then at the end of your life, you can pray for forgiveness and then automatically you're going to heaven. But no, that's not what heaven is. Heaven is a collection of higher thoughts, permeating through the universe. And what we do with that is we come together and we make the kingdom on earth as it is in heaven, where the Father dwells, which is the Most High. This is why people think heaven's in the clouds. But what does that mean? In the words of Bob Marley, keep your mind unclouded. Keep it clear. There's something in that. So, God, the first scientist. How does this make sense? How does this even add? This adds in a lot of different ways. What you have been dealing with is wicked Masons, wicked Shriners, wicked Boule, wicked people. And what they did was they told you that God is a joke and science is the truth. Now, I've already explained to you guys in the previous video that without the mystery, you cannot investigate and discover and then put it together in your mind and make this physical science. The mystery must first be there. You have to have something to work off. Now, I heard a couple people talking about this maybe a week and a half ago. But the funny thing is I've already kind of broke this down, but now we're going to do it even more in increments. That way people get the science and you understand that God, Lord, is the original scientist, not these bozos stealing his works and mad because his children are being able to do that because his children are not speaking up and representing for the Father. I can hear people already, oh, God can speak for himself. My dear child, only if you knew what the Father was and what it represents. Patar is either, I think it's Latin. Patar is Latin for father. I didn't say Spanish, I said Latin. like papa, pastor, it's growing around the same thing. But Patar means father. There's a Masonic drawing of Patar on the side of like a sun. And through the rays of Qatar, out the other side of the sun comes the word water. It's just backwards. Why? Because water is information, water is purity, water is light. This is what Father is. So why would they say that? Why even in Messianic studies are they telling you that Father God is information? Why are they saying that? Well, we're about to find out. Excuse me. In the beginning of the book, because we can talk about animals and we can talk about land, plant life. We can talk about all that different stuff. But I'd rather talk about you, because you guys are the ones here. You're the one equating information. Animals aren't talking to you. You're talking to them. So obviously, the ultimate energy wanted humanity, to be the leaders here, the forerunners. In the beginning of the book, it tells us about a character named Adam, and how Adam is amalgamated through the dust, and then he becomes a human being. Now remember, Genesis is 2,000s of years old. Genesis is before Neil, or whatever that guy's name. Fine, Bill Nye the Science Guy. Genesis is before Darwin. Genesis is before all these Black Panthers, Pan-Africans, Kemet followers. I'm talking about the ones of today. I'm not talking about the ones of the past. So in this old information, it tells us about a Adam that amalgamated through matter and became a human being. And this God, this spirit, breathed breath in its nose and it came alive. It spoke. Notice God didn't breathe it in his mouth. Why? Because Adam is representing masculinity, force, things moving, particles becoming something. That is force. That is how we explain science itself to the universe. It's force, the ripple effect, the quantum physics. It's force. After Adam is created, the mythos is he goes to sleep, a rib is took, and then the woman is created. Why is that? Because men ejaculate spermatozoa, which is a liquid, but it's amalgamated with billions of particles, billions of pieces, millions of sperm, all that. The grains of sand are so tiny, it takes millions and billions of them to create the sand or the land that you're calling land that you're walking on. So that's what atoms are doing, amalgamating, they're putting themselves together. When woman has child, it's solid bone. Man cannot squeeze solid bone out of his phallus. So now maybe she understands why she has the MRA, the bone marrow. And maybe now she understands allegory and puts it together. If she doesn't, it's totally understandable because she didn't write it. It was man. Man was divinely inspired by God. And everyone's taking God out of the equation, claiming that they're scientists. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you how the Father in the beginning of the book had already told you this stuff, that these fools are coming with later, thousands of years later, changing the words, but saying the same thing. And then trying to discredit the Father, who is the host in the introduction to this whole thing we're calling science. So let's use their information. Let's do that. Put a checkmate real fast in this whole game. Okay. We're not going to read yet. We're just going to look at the screen. You see, atom turns into molecules. Molecules turns into macromolecule. That turns into orgally. The orgally turns into the cell. The cell turns into the tissue turns into the organ turns into the organ system, and then you have an organism. So that's what they're saying, right? But I could have swore the Father just told you the same thing. But let's go even deeper than that. Let's read the little sidebars that they have. And this is really interesting because this information is brought to us by these Jews who everybody pushes off the Kabbalah. They don't even deal with it. They say that's witchcraft, but they don't understand the process of things. So they say Gaba Ada or Bada Ga. I forgot how you say it, but it's the four elements. It's earth, wind, fire, and water, which makes you. How do we know that? Because wind's in your throat. You're breathing it. How do we know you have earth? Because your body is formulated from the dust. How do we know you have heat? I don't know. You ever heard of acid reflux? Do you know that the acid in your stomach could literally burn down your house? You can hold this. This is in your stomach. Oh, don't talk about electrolytes now. Don't talk about the shock waves and the neurology of your brain. That doesn't make any sense. You can't be a shocking person, can you? Oh, static electricity. Wow. The ether of the mind, the connection with the Father, the hidden wisdom. So we know you're the grand stand, the grand five. Some people call it Allah, arm, leg, arm, head. Whatever side you choose. But you have to remember where they got theirs from. So let's go back to where it's at. Remember, Christ is just the light. It's just the way back to the Father. Okay, well, isn't that where we're going? So, sidebars. So, the difference is, 1, a cell is made up of atoms, while atoms are made up of electron, proton, and neutron. They meant to put a comma, but electron, proton, neutron. 2, a cell needs oxygen, water, sunlight, and many more of function, while atoms don't need all of these. Now are you understanding? Now are you understanding? Are you understanding now? Are you understanding why the sun and moon is made on the 4th day and not the 1st? And what light is he talking about on the 1st day when he says let there be light? He's talking about Christ. He's talking about information. From information, things move. They say germs have brain or information. There's a process to this thing. Now are we spooky? Or now you're really wondering who wrote this information so long ago? Divinely inspired. Oh, it was a man. Okay. What inspired him? And how did he know what you guys are talking about today, thousands of years ago? How did that happen? Come on, don't all jump up at once. I thought God is fake and scientists are real. But if scientists are jacking God's style and you're just mad because you can't get the point of the message, it is a mystery. It's divinely inspired. Oh, Abraham, Joseph. Okay, that's what they called them. But who are they? Maybe this is why there's no tombstones. Maybe this is why there's no crypt you can find. And only the light rose up. Isn't that a bitch? The only one that resurrected and went into the heavens, that flew in the air, would happen to be the light itself. Information. Interesting. Oh, it's coming back. The second return, of course. But once the holy thought gets connected with the holy light through the holy word, and I'm not talking about no Bible, I'm talking about spiritual breath, the ka of existence, the life. It's funny how in slang, like East Coast, you can say, "Oh, get in the car," and that's funny that a car ends up moving you around, and it doesn't matter what you say. Car is still spelled with CA, which can be KA. It's still there for some weird reason. Doesn't matter how far down the line we go. For some reason, car is still there. It's still there, and it gets you around. The breath. Isn't it going through the wind? Aren't cars flowing through the wind? So they stole your father's stuff and made you dunk off the mystery because you were reading, not realizing all the allegorical glory that was there, because, Adam can't be real. People aren't made from dust, even though later on, carbon 6 and 7, they're telling you they carbon date things. They're by your bones. Why? Because that's the start out. That's what the spermatozoa became. That's what Adam became. Come. For some reason, when he goes into the female body, there's millions of particles, but it's only one that needs to be. This energy is coming from the brain and the leg. It's like all this source of power and energy goes in, and look what comes out. A solid human being. Why? Because she was taken from the rib. The rib of what? Adam's. It's through her we made the MRA. That's why there's so many ribs in your body composed to 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 arms. Notice everything's pretty much in 2s. But when it comes to ribs, you have several of them. What is she able to produce? More than one child at once. Twins, triplets, quadruplets, all that. Either Adam or life, you see that. Why? Because Adam is not a person at all. That's why once they leave the garden, their son found a woman and Nod. He found his wife out there. How is that? Because it's metaphors. It's allegory. It's knowledge. I thought you guys had this with this whole rap thing. No, obviously not. This way falling off. But whatever. Don't ever let somebody disrespect God for a scientist. Don't ever do that. God is the first scientist. The first scientist is God. He's the creator of this. And they could play off and act like, oh, because you can't talk to him, that means, what the hell are you talking about? Because you can't talk to him. We all know that people were dealing and experimenting with electricity before Benjamin Franklin. Knock it off. We all know that people had slingshots before the gun. We know already. We understand where, the branching off and innovating, or what they call evolution. You know what I mean? But they're saying it's a gradual process. I don't believe that. I believe something's pulling it along. And that's why certain things don't add up, like people turning into monkeys or monkeys turning into humans. Maybe because that was made up, and that's not true. And maybe the first person was created from molecules, atoms, carbon. And maybe that's why the original people on Earth have pigment, they have color. Maybe that's why at night the universe is dark. I don't know. Because remember, there's no sun in the universe in the sense that we're using it. No, it's beaming on Earth. That's how you're looking at it. But out there in the space, the universe, there's no damn light like that. It's all dark. The only thing you're seeing is the stars, the moon, and the sun, and the planets. Other than that, forever dark matter. But we're not splitting it up like these Mason groups did. See, this is what they did. They took the science and then they split it all up. No. You got to come back to the truth. That you guys got to stop dissing the Father just because you don't understand the Father. See, that's the thing. A lot of y'all is rookies to this. A lot of y'all is rookies to this. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not fair for you to diss the big man, the one who came up with all this knowledge and science, and the human, you know what I'm saying, snuck in the tombs and now that's why it's a Bible. That's why it's Biblios, it's books. This is different accounts. These are all different people. A lot of these dudes don't even know each other. A lot of these dudes from different seasons and different years. So it's like, what they do? Take the old book, read what the bloodline was, and then say that's what they was, and then keep it going and keep it going and keep it going until they got bedangled by some people that was not of this knowledge, and they start saying everybody can get in. Oh, everybody can be saved. Everybody, it's like they're all different books. Remember, they got the Gospels. That's 4. They collab only 4 books together. They can't really say that Deuteronomy. No. They collaborate the Gospels and the 5 books of Moses. Other than that, it's nothing but randoms. They just throwing shit in there. So it's like, well, who's the mastermind to put the whole book together? Constantine. All right. But from there, you have to keep going. You have to realize something. Wasn't no joke up in Genesis. Wasn't no joke. Especially the first 10 pages. I keep telling you, the first 10 pages of Genesis, you never have to get out of it. You really don't. You could literally read that shit forever. It's too much game in there. There's too much that needs to be observed and heard. And when you get these weirdos on the internet just going for clout, if you notice, they never bring no serious stuff. They still talking about the same dumb arguments. Rape. You know rape's wrong. Shut up. Why you keep using God as a vest for you to spit some ignorance? Where is your holy wisdom? Where is your holy matrimony between you, the Father, and the information? Why aren't you one? Why aren't y'all bringing it home? Because you ain't got nothing to bring. And nobody ever said you was going to sit in the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the right side. I know where I'm at. I've been there, and I ain't never going nowhere. So y'all can think what you want, but the true us, they already know. Now, as far as this, I gave you the science. I gave it to y'all. Y'all can't deny what I gave. I gave it to y'all. So who you gonna play out now? What science book you gonna hit me with? I showed you this science, but I also brought it up in a book thousands of years ago that you just didn't understand because you don't understand allegory. Didn't Christ speak in parables? Don't you represent for the Father? Isn't he doing the Father's work? So why is it cryptic? Why is it you have to dig inside of the information to get it? Maybe because it's not supposed to be easy. Maybe because life is not easy. Maybe because we want to see you inspired and grow in your wisdom. Eureka, I got it. It's like maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the eternal relationship of manhood and masculinity. Maybe it's finding out, learning, advancing. I don't know. We did create the school system. Yo. Learn to see the big picture and realize there's a reason that they did not want you to be a square, because they were taking you off yours when they told you that. See? Trade your consciousness for foolishness because it's easier to do. Nothing that's good should come easy. It should take time. So rise with me and understand that this is for the children. This is not for the ones who just want to get some money and trying to get some fame and some feelings in this life. Your emotions have nothing to do with the grass still growing, the business still moving, the kids still learning, the kids still being, fed and clothed, and the knowledge still spreading to the young sisters, even though you're going to get out there just like the young dudes, but you should have some type of consciousness, bro. Too many lost lives for nothing. Too many lives going on that y'all easily played by. Goes. But understand this. You have just been enlightened and upgraded. And don't waste the energy on fools. Give it to the ones that can really hear the wisdom and get the point. Because it's all about allegorical wisdom. It's all about being able to understand it and use it while we are here. Goes.